a distinguished chair of the 8th International Conference on Innovation, Entrepreneurship and Economy for Sustainable Development, Mr. Sai Prakash Leomuthu, CEO of Sairam Group of Institutions, Honorable Deputy Vice Chancellor, University Technology Petronas, Malaysia, Professor Dr. Nur Hisham B. Hamid, Convener of SIMS Conference 2018 and Director of Sairam Institute of Management Studies, Professor Dr. K. Maran, other guests, dignitaries, distinguished participants from different parts of the world, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, good morning to everyone. I am very much delighted to be here today and really excited to see a large number of professors and scholars in this international conference who came from different places of the world. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor for me to deliver a keynote speech at this very important conference on innovation, entrepreneurship and economy for sustainable development, organized by Sairam Institute of Management Studies of Sairam Engineering College. I would like to first congratulate the SIMS Authority for the excellent arrangements for this conference and for their warm hospitality. I trust all the participants are enjoying your stay in Tamil Nadu of India. I also would like to thank the Sairam Engineering College and especially the principal and Sairam Institute of Technology for supporting the organization of this conference, and also would like to organize that great efforts of SIMS colleagues who have worked very hard to prepare for this international conference, particularly in conceptualizing its substance. Today, as requested by the organizers, let me first start with a brief report on resources used by the world community. I then would like to discuss how the innovation and entrepreneurship have impacted on the sustainable development of an economy. I hope to elaborate on these issues further during the panel discussions following this keynote speech. Dear participants, the economic growth of a country often depends on a number of factors like availability of natural resources, rate of capital formation, favorable capital output ratio, technological progress, dynamic entrepreneurship, rate of growth of population, conditions of social overheads such as education, health, and various non-economic factors. In 1960s, Cattle and Butcher found that 7% world populations live in USA and they consume 43% world's wealth, while 55% populations live in Asia and only 16% resources of the world. At present, just 5% of the world's population live in USA, consuming 23% of the energy of this world. That is really extravagant. Imagine if you waste 5 times more gasoline or 5 times more food or produce 5 times more garbage, your neighbors wouldn't be very happy. Yet, that is what we are doing. The difference is mainly because of the ownership of the natural resources. However, these resources are not unique for certain countries, but its existence cannot expedite the economic growth without the development of entrepreneurship. If we look at the literature, we see a neglected role of entrepreneurs as innovators in developing countries. Joseph Schumpeter pointed out a century ago that entrepreneurs are often innovators, bring new goods and technologies to markets, open up new markets, processes and ideas, and commercialize new knowledge. However, it is often mistakenly suggested that innovation by entrepreneurs is less important for growth in low-income developing countries than in more advanced countries. But the economic growth of the country not only depends on natural resources, but also on the effective use of those resources. Whether developing countries are able to profit from the advantages of technological backwardness clearly depends on their social and absorptive capabilities. Therefore, for developing countries, innovation does not only refer to the capacity to creatively absorb technology. Potter in 1960 said that the working economic assets of a society do not depend only on the natural resources, but also upon the effectiveness with which resources are converted into energy or production capacity on goods, and even upon the use which is made economic productivity by value addition needs innovative human resources. They are the ones who convert resources into economic productivity with the help of their knowledge, experience, and initiatives are the entrepreneurs in any country. Ladies and gentlemen, it has also been recognized in research that not all opportunity exploitation will necessarily be in society's best interest. Entrepreneurs are persons who are ingenious and creative in finding ways that add to their own wealth, power, and prestige. Entrepreneurial talent can be allocated in ways that retard economic development. This conception of entrepreneurship is broader than that of entrepreneurs who run their own businesses. It includes managers of multinational firms, state enterprises, non-profit organizations, and a variety of dynamic entrepreneurs within the organizations. The second strand of research focuses on the firm as the key economic actor. The firms include owner-operated firms, incorporated joint stock companies, state-owned firms, joint ventures, and subsidiaries of multinationals. These firms are the units that make the key decisions on investment, on branching into new activities, or relocating to other countries. The third research tradition deals with an important subset of firms, such as owner-operated enterprises. The entrepreneur is one who is both owner and actively involved in running his or her own business. Therefore, development of entrepreneurship proved to be a critical resource and is an important factor in economic growth of any country. There is a paramount importance of this segment in a developing country for the generation of employment and increase of productivity. Entrepreneurship development is also the precondition for sustainable development of an economy. A society may have people who have knowledge, experience, money, management, capability, etc. But if they do not have the motivation to initiate new ventures, these resources will not create any value for the society. Therefore, these requires cooperation in stimulatory, supporting, and sustaining activities by the policymakers and by the incubator organizations. That is why renowned psychologist Abraham Maslow said that the most valuable 100 people to bring into deteriorating society would not be the economists or politicians or the engineers, but rather 100 entrepreneurs. Dear colleagues, although research at the intersection of the fields of entrepreneurship, innovation and economic development is still in infancy, we need to address all these three issues together to achieve sustainable development. In today's world, with all its social, economic and environmental challenges, knowledge is the prime source of innovation and sustainable value and wealth creation. That has also been mentioned by Professor Maran this morning in his welcome speech. We need creative thinking and approaches, because more of the same we will not create the sustainable solutions we need. The development and productive use of knowledge is therefore becoming the key process of value creation for the organizations as well as for the societies. In today's knowledge economy, these values will lead to medical results. Hence, the passion, talent, creativity, freedom, and responsibility are needed for achieving excellence in any economy of the world. Therefore, in conclusion, we can say that entrepreneurs, innovation, and entrepreneurship will be of increasing importance given the current and future challenges facing global development. This includes persistent global inequalities, growing vulnerability of the countries to external shocks, including financial crises, natural disasters, and the threats of climate change. To meet these challenges, innovative entrepreneurship is indispensable. In the light of these challenges, the very concept of entrepreneurship needs to be broadened. In particular, we shall have to recognize the growing roles for social entrepreneurship, public entrepreneurship, institutional entrepreneurship, and even non-state sovereign entrepreneurship for the sustainable development of any country. Thank you very much for your kind attention, and I hope this conference will be a great success. Thank you.